What's up, everybody? It's my Dukes from OLP GSO. What's going on today? We have a special interview going on today with a great gentleman I met a couple of years ago. He is awesome. So I'm behind a little bit. So let's get him on up in here. AJ, the hip hop guru. We're going to get him on up in here. What's up, my friend?
What's going on?
What's going on with you?
Oh, just another day, just another day, just
Just
another
another day. I feel you. Just another day for me too. I've been
day.
working all day long. I'm tired, but I could not wait to get in here and do this interview with you, my friend. It's so good to see you.
It's kind of funny because I don't really do interviews.
And I told people that. I said
I don't
I'm special because he don't do this for everybody.
I don't do interviews like at all.
So y'all see, he love my dicks. So what you tell everybody a little bit about yourself. I know about you, but some of the people that's going to be coming on here don't know anything about you. If they did their research, they would know something about you. So,
My background didn't start in music. Actually, it was nowhere close to it. Um, I wasn't a people's person. My background was I was a hustler. You know, I was a hustler, point blank. Period. If you see my show on VH1, I was a straight hustler. But then I met a person that um, his name is Dino. They call him Dino, but his real name is Marty Spencer, and that's actually Tracy Spencer's brother, who actually produced a lot of her songs. So I met him at Capitol Records. I started hanging out with him, and started hanging around Capitol Records, and meeting the people, and slowly but surely coming out of my shell, and you know just realizing at that particular time that I did have an ear for music, because when music was being played back in the '90s, it was a different time than it was now, of how you know they picked the songs, and you know made the songs like, okay, well, we're gonna go with this as a single, and it was done differently. So all of that was fun to me. So I gradually got into the music, after hanging out, with industry executives in California, going to parties, and doing a whole lot of stuff. And then I met Steve Bartell at the time, who was the CEO of Def Jam in California. So we talked for a while, and he just asked me, what were my goals, what were my dreams, what did I want to do. And just like anybody who was young as shit, I don't know, you know, it, whatever come my way, and if the money's right,
right.
So I got into their SNL department. You have to start somewhere. You have to start small and climb your way to the top.
Absolutely.
And to me, since I wasn't a talker and I didn't like meeting people, I guess my best asset was listening. Because the more you listen, the more you learned. So I learned a lot from back in the '90s. So you know, and just music just gradually just drifted in my direction.
So you built a name, the hip hop guru, in one of the most influential music cities. What does Atlanta mean to you personally and professionally?
What does what matter to me?
Being Atlanta,
Being what?
being in Atlanta.
Oh God. I didn't even move to Atlanta for the music. Originally I moved to Atlanta to get away from LA at that time, and because my mother was in Atlanta at that time. So I moved out to Atlanta because of my mother, really.
Okay.
But when my mother decided to move back to New York, I was left here. There was no way I was about to pack up everything and moved back to California.
Right.
So I just, I decided to stay. And at this time when I was living in Atlanta, um, I was going out to the clubs, hanging out, partying, like what most people do, just party, getting
Yeah.
to know the city. So I got to know this one familiar person. His name was Dre. He was doing a lot of security work at the time. And I had hired him as a security guard. And he was telling me about, you should, you know, get a recording studio. I ain't know shit about recording studio. Where to find one, where to look at, how to open it, how to operate it. And he actually, the driver that I had, not a mid, but this other driver that used to drive for me all the time, he knew exactly where a studio was, or used to be a studio, but when we went to go look at the studio the following week, it was run down, the ceilings was coming down and shit. Like it needed a lot of work to be done to the studio.
Right.
So, but the rent was cheap, so I figured, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do it because Dre, outside being security, he knew a lot about the music industry in Atlanta. I didn't, so I wound up opening a studio, calling it L3 Studios. It was in Decatur, off of Covington Drive, and you know, that's when I started getting involved with artists.
Okay.
And then as I got involved with artists, the first artist that I worked with was King Bread. And this is around the time now I wasn't so shy, I wasn't so, not talkative no more. I was talkative and meeting people. This is at the time when, there was film Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I got really good in with Benzino. We started hanging out and doing a couple filming on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta with him and Althea. And I was pushing my artists as well. Whatever city that they went to, they had a booking or a gig, I was there pushing King Bread, pushing his new track that we had just did, pushing his music, you know. Um, what? Go ahead. Damn. Why do kids always want to come knock on your door when you're busy?
Because
Like
that's how
they
they
don't come,
do.
they
That's
don't
how
never
they.
come bother your ass when you ain't doing nothing. They just wait the last minute.
Yes, they
But
do it all the
anyway,
time. I think it's in their blood to be. They want to be seen. They do it all the time. Mine used to do me like that every time I'm on the phone or I'm in company with somebody, get my hair done. What are you doing? Get out of my face. What do you want?
anyway, you know, when all that was happening, and when all that was happening, and I was finding out the hard way of what it was like managing an artist. You know, um, nobody knowing who you are. On the promotion side, on the club scenes in Atlanta.
Hmm.
Nobody knowing who you are,
Hmm.
the money you have to pay, and all the shit that you had to go through
Yeah.
because didn't nobody know who you were, and
Right.
the advantages that were being taken of artists. You know, like I said, I listened a lot and I observed a lot, and I just started seeing how people were moving in Atlanta, you know, especially back then in 2013, 2014, 2012. I see how they were moving in Atlanta. A lot of artists back then, they wanted to do strip clubs, because that was what promoters were pushing. Artists, if you want to make it, you know what I'm saying, come here to the strip club because it's packed. You get your music played and blah, 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 blah. But, you got to throw all this money, you know, to these strippers in order for them not to cut your music off.
Right.
So, and then I got tired of just going out, because when you manage an artist, you literally got to be everywhere.
Yes.
You got to be
Can you
everywhere.
please say that again to some of these managers that's out here managing these young artists? They got to do what, AJ?
You got to literally be everywhere. I literally had to be places that I did not want to go. I didn't feel comfortable going to. Um, People that I did not want to meet. People I did not want to shake hands with. You know what I'm saying? And the money, overall, the money, everything accumulated and added up because it wasn't like the artist that I was managing had no money. So it was like I'm being a manager and I'm the financer. So I'm paying for everything, you know. And that was a long time ago. And um, what I decided to do was I was like, you know what? I'm getting tired of going to these clubs. I'm getting tired of going to the strip clubs. I'm getting tired of, doing these shows and ain't getting nowhere.
Right.
So I decided to do my own. I decided to make a name for myself in Atlanta by doing my own shows, but doing it differently than how the other people were doing shows in Atlanta. Because the other promoters were doing shows, but they wasn't giving the artists anything. So we created ATL Battle Wars. Me, Chris, DJ Sunflower, we created ATL Battle Wars. And ATL Battle Wars back in the days was one of the biggest events in Atlanta because we didn't just give out money, we gave out prizes like trophies and but at that time we was doing the heavyweight belt. You know what I'm
Oh, I
saying?
would like to do that.
Yeah, um we had the heavyweight belt. So the winner would win the belt. You know, we do 10, I think it was 10 shows or 5 shows, and then the finale, those 5 or 10 people come back and they will win either the trophy, the belt, and the cash prize. You know, and that's how we did ATL Battle Wars, and it grew so big. Like it really grew really so big, but it opened doors for me as so far as going to other people's events and other people's shows because now I didn't have to pay. I didn't have to wait in line. I didn't have to go through all that unnecessary bullshit about who was you again and all that other stuff. So
Yes.
it was all about building my name up. You know, you can't help an artist out if don't nobody know who you are.
Yes, sir.
Coming from another state, people don't know you. You know what I'm saying? People don't know a lot about what's going on the West Coast because they don't follow that. So
You absolutely right. So we run an open mic platform here in North Carolina that gives artists real stage time. What advice would you give those coming up who dream of catching that attention of somebody like you?
I think the most important thing, for artists that's doing shows, you know, you already know. I won't pop out to showcases. Like I just, now I don't have to, and I wouldn't. But I would tell artists nowadays, if you want to get the attention of somebody, not even me, but just anybody, period, you have to come out to shows the right way. A lot of people come out half stepping. It's all about your look, what you're wearing, who you're with. You got to come out with more than just yourself and your girl or your homeboy. You got to come out with a team of people. You gotta formulate a team, because whenever you walk into a building and you got a team of people or the camera guy, people want to who is this? Who's that artist? You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing you want people to get in that impression is, who is this person? You know what I'm saying? Then they just came that deep. You know what I'm saying? And not only that does it, it draws attention, but it also helps because promoters want to hire you. Like, damn, this person got that many people. That's another way of how you get. Now, if you go back and you look at some of my earlier pictures when I was managing the Cartel Brothers, when we when we went out and we did a show, we had 2 Sprinter vans full of people, probably like 50 to 100 people. There was girls wearing Hustle Street shirts. Like, when we did the Coalition DJ Takeover thing, like, we came out deep. I mean, so deep, you know, and that was the most important thing because after that, a lot of people wanted to book the Cartel Brothers. They got to go to Philadelphia to do the Coalition DJ anniversary in Philly. You know, they got some gigs on some movies and stuff like that. You know, when you come out deep and you come out the right way, people want to know who you are. You know, they know you got people backing you. They know you got supporters. You know, they know you got followers. You know, and they also know you got financial backing. So that
Yeah,
I
because
would tell artists,
when we was in South by Southwest, people were looking at us like, who the fuck is them in them blue shirts? Who is them people?
yeah,
Why they got so many people with them? Who was there? Why they all dressed?
it's like it's like a it's like a movement. Whenever you start something, you have to create a movement. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not for on the artist side, but you know, it's for the management side as well. The management side has to create a movement.
Yes,
They have to have a street team, you
yes,
know, a street team. Um, they have to have females on their team. A lot of females on their team because you want the females to be the ones to talk to the DJs, not the guys. Niggas don't want to talk to another nigga. They want to talk to a female.
they do.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Get a female that you know that got the gift of gab. She knows how to talk. The music industry ain't nothing but a hustle. It's just you gotta have the gift of gab. You gotta know how to talk. You know, the right female talking to the right DJ to get your artist music played. Smoke a blunt with them or whatever it is. You know, get to
Right.
know them. You know,
Right.
it's all about building relationships with people.
Okay, so if you ever seen someone absolutely bomb a performance and still know they had star power,
Have I seen somebody bomb a performance?
yeah, and still know that they had star power.
Oh God, that's a hard one because I know when we were shooting the hip hop boot camp reality show years ago,
Mhm.
um, a lot of people that was on, a lot of the cast members that was on that show, they bombed a really big show, and one of them even got agitated and walked off and walked out the building. You know, so there was a couple people on there that had star quality or star power, but a lot of them just gave up. A lot of people just give up. There's a lot of artists I know now that got star
Yeah,
quality.
we was talking about one other day on your show, young gentleman that you've been listening to really like his music, and he just freaking just disappeared. Like, where you go?
I, and that's the point that I don't get. Like I don't get that point. How do you send somebody music and everybody's telling you your music is good, but on your end you're not doing absolutely nothing at all. You're not doing
That's,
nothing at all.
that's
You know.
crazy.
So
Okay,
it's,
so
it's like,
what's
what do you
something an artist can do at a small showcase that would make you stop and say they've got it?
entertaining? You have to learn. You have to entertain me. It's one thing to get up stage on stage and perform your song, but the music industry is all about entertaining your crowd, your fan base. Like people want to be entertained.
They do.
People want to be entertained. Like I don't want to go to a show and watch people just moving around the stage, you know, like this, like that, like this, like that. Like people want to be entertained, you know. I'm older, you know, so I'm 56 years old, but I still know what on a consumer base what people want to see.
Yes.
Why do you think Chris Brown always sells out his
Because
shows?
he's a
Because he,
freaking
he
entertainer.
he's an entertainer.
He's
What?
an entertainer. He comes out on the stage and dances, and he gets into get the crowd in the mood, and everybody know his songs, and then he put the mic out so everybody can say his music. He's freaking entertaining. That's why everybody like his song. His dancers are good. He's good. I
Michael
mean, what else
Jackson
can you
too.
say about Chris Brown? That's bad. Nothing. I mean, that
Michael
little crap
Jackson,
that
Michael
happened with
Jackson too. Michael
yes,
Jackson always put a show on. It's
yes,
all about entertaining. It's
Absolutely.
all about you got to know how to entertain. And if you don't know how to entertain, and if you think that you're doing it the right way, but you have a feeling you're not, then you need to speak to somebody about, I don't know, get a good choreographer. You know, speak to somebody about how can I step up my game as so far as just entertaining. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like use outside resources to better your, because that's what people are looking for. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's
Yes.
now I don't really like this, but people do it all the time. You know, when you got these artists that come into the record label and they have a meeting with the label executives, the first thing they do is jump on the table. They jump on the table, you know, they're entertaining us.
Right.
They're showing us that, you know, saying, okay, and automatically, like, you forget about the music and you're watching
Right.
them, okay?
Yeah.
This person can bring in a crowd. Okay, we see what they can do, he or she can do. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen a lot of that happen, you know, and I've seen it pay off for a lot of
Right.
artists. You know,
Right.
whether the music sucks or not, you know, that's neither here nor there. It's all about the talent,
Yeah.
you know, and the entertaining, you know, that's gonna sell tickets, sell records,
Yeah.
drive up
Yeah.
sales.
Yeah. So you're the helm of Hustle Street Music. What's the mission behind the brand, and how are you shaping it to be a long-term impact after all these years when you first started?
Well, right now it's kind of I'm putting some stuff together. I don't want to say what, but I'm putting some stuff together right now, financially, financially putting some stuff together because what I do know, one or two things is, um, you got to have the right amount of money. Just because you know the connects, you still got to have the right amount of
Of
money
course.
to take an artist. Like I said before, once everything is settled, I find one artist. I within a year, less than a year, I guarantee you that artist will have a record deal. It's already got the connects. It's just the right amount of money, the right amount of money, the right producer. You know what I'm saying? And the right song. Hell, even if we got to hire somebody to write the fucking song, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it has to be the right
Right.
artist.
Yes.
It has to
Yes.
be the right artist. You know what I'm saying? Because record labels are not looking for one hit wonders no more. They're not looking for
Right.
the next big TikTok influencer no more because they've already lost millions of dollars.
Yes.
So when I do it my way, I want to be able to have at least 3 to 4 singles that are hits back to back.
Okay. Okay.
Because that way you can call the shots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's not okay. Well, yeah, we want to sign him. We want to give him, you know, this amount of money, or you know, or 3 or 5 album deal. No, it's you take us with the artist. The artist is still signed to us,
Right.
but we're underneath your umbrella,
Right.
like
Right.
like quality control.
Right.
That way, you have more power, you have more leverage,
Yes.
and you
Yes.
can sign who you want to sign.
Yep. Okay. So how do you balance the roles of promoter, curator, and mentor while keeping your vision sharp and consistent?
Um, I just block out a lot of negative energy. I just try to keep a lot of negative on me, um, and I just try to stay focused on the main goal at hand. Like the most important thing is to try to keep a lot of negative energy away from you.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Uh, so you've seen the game change. What's something you missed from the old days that today's artists wouldn't survive? They wouldn't.
Man, I miss the old days because it was so easy for A&Rs and label executives to be in the clubs. They would be in the hottest clubs in the city, and you know they were out there talent scouting artists. They were really out there looking for artists at the clubs back in the days. And not only that, the DJs had the powers and the connects to connect the artists with the record labels. If you was the hottest DJ in New York City, there are a lot of record label executive, a lot of label executives went to the hottest DJ. You know, who's this mixtape? Who's this from? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, everything is streamed, everything is done online. It's laid back, it's lazy. Label executives don't go out no more. They do everything from a computer.
Right, right.
So I miss the old days compared to the new days.
I know. I know the old days was like way better than it is these days. I cannot even imagine. Okay, so do you see room for more cross city collaboration between ATL and smaller but hungry cities like Greensboro, Raleigh, Charlotte, or Durham?
More collaborations,
Yeah.
like what?
Um, I just guess just getting some of these Greensboro. This is the one thing I've been trying to tell these Greensboro artists. The big people that are looking for you don't come here. You have to get out of Greensboro, Charlotte, Durham, and to these bigger cities or these bigger platforms for you to be seen. You know, some of these gentlemen and men that I've been around, it's always, well, I ain't got the money and I ain't got this, but you're not putting the effort towards saving the money and getting yourself put on these bigger shows so that you can be seen.
And I think that's the problem. A lot of artists, they're not they're not putting money towards their music career, and that's the biggest problem there. Like you have to put money up aside. You have to. You got to put money up to the side. If this is what you want to do, this is a dream, because you can't always expect someone to pay it for you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take that much to put 20, $30 aside or $50 aside or whatever. It doesn't. Or you're gonna have to sacrifice some shit. Give up something.
Gonna have to
You got to
sacrifice.
give up something to gain something.
You're absolutely right.
And so far as Greensboro, North Carolina, I don't think it's necessary, you know, a collaboration between Greensboro and Atlanta. I think Greensboro needs to start their own thing and make people come there. You know, it's the old saying: if you build it, they'll come.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. If you build it, they'll come.
they'll come.
So people clearly look to you for direction, whether it's artists, teams, and fans. What kind of legacy are you trying to leave with your work?
I'm not trying to leave a legacy behind from my work. I'm just trying to leave a legacy behind from my name. Just, this is the type of person he was. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's more valuable than money or a career or anything. Just knowing that people respect you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The respect is the most important thing for me. It's knowing that you got people from all over the world that know you and respect you. That's the most important thing.
Well, from
That's
my
the most.
perspective, being around you and hanging around you, you've gave me a lot of advice. I've listened to a lot of advice that you done gave me. Um, you might not think that you know, that person, but you are to me because I feel that you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, and that's the reason why I'm glad you're such a good friend of mine. Um, because everything that you always and told me about everything is the truth. I tell these artists about the budgets and they gotta have money, they gotta have this and this and that, and you can't go nowhere without it. So you better start fucking saving it because you can't do nothing without it. So, uh, yeah,
It's hard managing
it's very,
artists.
very, very hard at managing artists.
It's not an easy task,
It is not.
you know, and a lot of artists don't understand that it's not an easy task because first and foremost, I'm going to have to put this out there. Every artist that I know, or every artist that's in my DM that's asking me to manage them, first of all, you have to have something to manage. Okay, you don't need a manager if you don't have nothing to manage. Okay, what you need is a good PR on your team. You know, and then you got a lot of people that's charging artists to manage them.
They are. And that's the same thing I've told mine. Do y'all realize how much you have to pay a good manager? They expensive. I ain't nothing compared to what other managers gonna
Well,
charge you.
and that's the thing about it because you know I'm from the old school. I ain't never heard of anybody paying a manager to manage them because on top of that you're getting a percentage as a manager. So why am I paying you for it?
Right.
But that's money that can go towards a PR because a PR is going to a good PR is going to get you in the doors that you need to get
Yes.
into. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? They're going to get you into places that nobody else can get you into. It's not just about music; it's about other outside resources like fashion, movie, music. All that goes hand in hand.
Right.
You know, red carpet. Interviews on red carpets and stuff like. These are things that artists should be focusing on with a PR.
Right.
A manager. You know, you don't really need a manager unless you got something to manage.
Right.
Now, if somebody's calling me, I want to book your artist. That's something different. You know, they're making money. I want to do a song with your artist. That's something different. You know, if your artist has a name and he's buzzing in the city and everybody wants to work with him, then that's when a manager comes in handy. But right about now, I wouldn't call it a manager. I would call it more of an assistant.
Okay.
Artist has an assistant because they're doing all the work for the artist. They're booking the gigs. You know what I'm saying? They're setting everything up. It's like an assistant, but there's no contracts being exchanged.
Oh, you drinking? Come on, toast friend.
Oh yeah, I got my Alizé going. I got my little
I
Alizé going.
look, I didn't have nothing in the house. I said, Pops, I gotta have me something to drink. I got my friend doing this interview and I ain't got nothing but some water. I said, you gotta go get me something. Go get me something.
Yeah, so does anybody got any questions?
I was just getting ready to ask. This is the segment where anybody can ask any questions to Mr. AJ. You go right ahead and I'll pin him on the board.
Anybody? Yeah. Anybody got any questions? Somebody says whoever manages me, just know that you don't have to go everywhere for me. Avoid the Republican parties on my behalf. What? I don't know
Don't pay
what
him
that.
no attention. He do this all the time.
Yeah. But has anybody got any questions?
Oh yeah.
I can't.
OLP pour it up.
I can't even see
OLP
the
pour it
comments.
up.
I
OLP
can't.
pour it up.
I can't see no more of the comments. So you probably could, but
I can. I'm just waiting
uh,
some what got you into your career? He might not have been on here when you said that. Let me pin it.
what got me into my career?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. Yeah, I went over that already.
Yeah,
You
he
know.
went over that already. You wasn't in here.
Yeah, Dino Spencer was the, Dino Spencer was the one who got me
Come
into
on,
it.
MKM5. Let's come up with some questions. Hey, questions. Come on.
Yeah,
Y'all sitting up in here. I know y'all want to know. I know y'all want some questions and stuff. I know y'all want him to answer some stuff. This is where I be getting all my advice from about your artists.
yeah. Like now's the time
Also,
to
he
ask.
does. Also, AJ does music reviews. They are $10. You go ahead and explain, AJ, about your music reviews. He will play your music, but let me tell you something. He ain't gonna play your music if you ain't gonna pay the $10. $10 ain't nothing for you to pay to be on his platform. I'm telling you. He plays BC music all the time, and I give his ass $10. Cause
Yeah,
$10 ain't shit for y'all to
and
get to
and
the
you
next.
can't afford if you can't afford $10, that just lets me know that this is not the career for you because people just automatically assume shit is free and it's not, and that's the fucked up thing about it. But
Okay,
I
BC said he had a question. I don't even see BC's question.
I hate when artists don't follow through on shit.
BC, put it back in there because I don't see it. All right, so Wo TFG said, what's your intake for your artists that's coming up? Get a job, save your money, get on stages. Who the hell you think told me that to tell y'all? Oh, okay.
Somebody said what now?
What's your intake on young artists that's coming up?
Young artists or my artists?
Young artists.
A lot of these young artists, man, they just need to learn to listen. They need to learn to listen.
Say that again. Lord
Yeah.
Jesus.
They gotta learn to listen and they gotta stop assuming they know
Oh,
everything
say
because
it again, AJ. Oh
yeah,
my God, AJ, if I was sitting next to you, I'd give you a big old hug. What the fuck? Say it again.
if you knew every fucking thing, you would be where you need to be at right now. So clearly you don't know everything. Just learn to listen to people sometimes and learn to trust that people have your best interest at heart.
Oh my God. Okay, so BC said, what's your plans for 2025? Well, you was about to tell us something, but you said, no, you're going to keep it to yourself. So,
Well, like I said before, I'm working on this financial budget first before I get into finding the right artists that I want to work with. And when I mean that, I'm gonna show y'all walk by walk everything that I've done. I used to do in the past, how I do it now, but differently because now you got the funds to move the way you want to move.
yes,
So I know the artist is not going to have that kind of fun. So that's why I said I got to make sure I have it financially.
right,
Because once that artist gets in that door, Hustle Streets will get in that door. Because there is no you taking my artist. I'm just not throwing it away like just on a whim. Like no, it's going to be how Quality Control did with Capitol Records.
right, right. So I got a question. Who are your top three female artists of today?
Major artists, I really don't have none.
Ooh,
Yeah, I really don't have none.
he ain't got none, y'all.
Yeah, I really don't got none. You know, back in the days, Whitney Houston was one. A lot of the old school R&B artists back in the days, but today's artists, I don't have no favorite today's artists because a lot of them don't have no respect for themselves or others. They don't. They could be doing so much more to help out so many other people, but they don't. They don't.
That's what's sad about it.
That's so sad about it. We as a black community, you get one artist in the door. What are you doing to help keep that door open for other artists?
Yeah,
I mean, y'all all know what it was like for you guys in the beginning. So what are you doing to help out the next artists?
right,
And I think a lot of them don't want to do that because they don't want to be in competition.
right. And that's sad. That's sad.
Because there's enough money to be made for everybody.
Yes,
So I don't have no favorite artists. I don't listen to no favorite artists. I don't even. The last concert that I've been to was probably back in 1982. That was the LL Cool J concert
Oh,
at Times
Jesus,
Square.
way back, way back.
I would never spend my money to go to nobody's concert.
So who are your inspirations? Who are your inspirations? That was a question that came from Jay Solomon.
My inspirations come from my kids. It comes from my kids. Because if your kids see you doing good, they're gonna
They're gonna
want to
want
do
to do good.
good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
My
yeah,
grandkids, my kids, you know, even my son that died, everything I did for him.
yeah,
He before he died, he got to see, you know, how his dad
yeah,
moved. He got to see the respect that people gave his dad.
yeah.
You know, of course, it took him on a different journey, but no, my inspiration comes from my kids, because if your kids don't motivate you, nothing will.
Nothing will. So
So,
BC says top five favorite indie artists.
oh, uh, I can't even answer that question. I can't even answer that. There's so many indie artists that I love their music. Like I love, and you, because I do music review, so
Right,
I can't just pick a top five because there's so many of them that are so good, and you know it would be a disservice to just say, okay, well I like this person, and
right.
you know, and forget somebody. So I'm not gonna. I can't put myself in that situation. I'm
All right.
not.
So who is
I,
your favorite free female rap of all time?
who's my favorite female rapper of all time?
Of all time.
Ah, damn. Why are you asking me these questions?
Because the audience wants to know. AJ, they the one asking the question. I
I,
did all my
I,
hard ones earlier. It's not me, baby.
I have to say, Lil Kim, Lil Kim,
Okay.
Lil Kim. I liked her until she started, you know, going all plastic
Yeah,
crazy. You know,
yeah. The nose and
she
the lips
was,
and all that.
yeah,
She just,
she.
what I loved about her, she just had natural beauty.
Oh, okay, let me take that back. Not just Lil Kim, but Foxy Brown too. Now, Foxy Brown,
That foxy now.
that Foxy Brown, she could have had a long career.
Yeah.
She could have had a long career, but
Mm.
her mouth,
Sometimes that mouth stops you.
that mouth will fucking blackball you.
Yeah, it
You
will.
know, but Lil Kim was all time favorite. She still, to me, she still is the queen bee.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Before all of that, um, TLC,
Oh yeah, I love me some TLC. They're my girls. I love them. So
yeah, Lisa Left Eye.
this is Pop's question. What independent artist would you love to see blow up?
I would love to see all the independent artists that I played on my past or present music review that you even heard me say was dope. I would love
Yeah.
to see them blow up.
Yes.
Like I would love to see all of them blow up. And like I said before, I think the reason why they're not blowing up is because some of them just don't care about their music as opposed to the listeners.
Yeah.
You know, you get
They're not passionate. To me, they're not passionate
they're not.
about that.
I think this, and I said this before. A couple of years ago, I said there's a lot of artists who just wants to be hood celebrities. They just want to be known in their hood. That's it. They don't care about making it big time and all this other stuff. You know, um, Big Clay, I can see him blowing up. You know, Jay Solomon definitely got some dope music. You know, it's it's just something's missing. Like you know something's missing, but you can't put your finger on it. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
damn,
But you know what I always told BC and anybody that I'm around, he only need that one time to get on stage. Because the energy that he has is infectious.
it ain't just the energy neither though. It is infectious, but sometimes it's just that one song. That one song that's gonna resonate, that's gonna go viral everywhere.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
music is like storytelling. It's like telling a story. Even you take Sexy Red for example. A lot of the shit that she's rapping about her hood life. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like she, the whole probably been through a lot of that shit downtown. You know, me per se, I don't listen to her music, but a lot of these kids do. You know, it's that lifestyle that what made Tupac such a great rapper. He rapped about real life shit.
He did.
He rapped about real life struggles, real life shit.
Yes, he did.
The reason why Richard Pryor was such a great comedian because he told jokes about real life shit.
Yes.
Did you
Yes.
know at one point Richard Pryor would walk in the neighborhood, just walk around the neighborhood and just see shit, and that's where he would get a lot of his
Inspiration from.
exactly. The same
Yeah.
thing with a lot of these artists, man. Like you gotta just walk around your neighborhood, walk around something. I like to tell artists, finding a beat is the easiest thing in the world.
Right. Right.
Putting together the song is the hardest part. But
Right.
my introduction is I like to find the hook first.
Yeah.
I'll catch your hook first, and then the verses will come.
Yes.
You know, but it's always just one thing missing that's gonna make an artist go viral.
Yes.
You know, um, take for example, the game. In an interview, he talked about how he used to take all these artists' music that he used to listen to, and he used to listen to all that music over and over again, and like he would like put pieces and pieces together, and I forgot what he said, but like if you listen to somebody's music, even your favorite artist, there's always something that they left out that
Yes.
they could have put in. There's always something different. Being an artist is being able to have that artistic ability to create something that somebody could have created or didn't create or messed up that you can create. You know, a lot of people, even with Diddy, a lot of songs Diddy did was sample shit. You know, it was
Mm-hmm.
it was sample shit, old music, but with a fresher beat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
All right.
um,
So this is our last question. BC says, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
where do I see myself in 5 years?
I see myself somewhere on some damn body beach with a damn drink. Shit, I'm tired of this shit.
I don't know. With these kids nowadays, hell, I don't know where I see myself in 5 years.
Mm. Hopefully,
Nowadays,
listen. Hopefully, I ain't gonna be in no cell block.
I'm trying to tell you. Now I'll drink to that, but
Well,
in 5 years,
I've been to one too. So we both in the same boat.
I hope to be able to dominate the music industry the way I wanted to dominate it.
I know that's right, AJ.
You know what I'm saying? Be able to get rid of some of the old laws and old rules and
Yeah.
be able to call my own the way I want it to be called
Yes.
on and have my team get off their ass and go out there and find real talent.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, that's where I hope to be.
Does anybody have any more questions for AJ?
Did we run out of questions? everybody that ran out of questions.
I don't see
I'm
how
surprised.
they be asking me a lot of questions. This is your time.
I'm surprised because this we should have a lot. We should have did this a lot. We should have did this later in the evening.
Well, I only have a time window from 7 to 8, and
Yeah.
my other interviewer does his from 5 to 6. So, but you know, guess what? I'll be having my own platform soon, and y'all can come on and ask him all the questions. We're gonna be chilling and hanging out, doing the music reviews. He gonna be on the platform with me and Pop for about an hour and a half. We're gonna do it later in the night, like a 9, 10, 11, 12 kind of thing. Yeah, it's called up. It's called up at night with my Dukes and Pops.
Now, like I said before, um, it's about getting outside of your city performing. It's about networking. Networking is the most important thing.
Yes,
You
sir.
have to network. It's really important. Even if people don't want to fuck with you, at least you know, you got your name out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at least you know you network with people. We
Mm-hmm.
got we got the Detroit thing coming up. Now that's a huge thing right there
Yeah,
because you know Motown, Motor City, Motown. You know, there's so many artists out there, so much shit going on. That's another way to build your platform up. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? You got to
I've been preaching
travel.
AJ to these young artists about this networking. The networking is really what catapulted me and BC's career and knowing people and getting ourselves out there was the networking. I know
Yeah,
last year when we came and did side by side with you, I met so many people. They wanted to come and shake my hand. They wanted to get my information. Oh my God, your son is great. He's phenomenal. I would like to have him on my stage. And it was just, BC was going out there talking to people. And, me and you both got issues with our legs. So I was sitting down a little bit. And he'd be like, well, that's my manager over there. They would come over. He would bring people to me. That's one thing he does. If they say, oh, no, you tell her to come to me, then he'll come over and get me and say, Ma, they want to talk to you. They want you to come to them. Okay. But usually time, he'll bring them and they'll come over and start talking to me. You know what I'm saying? So like AJ said, it's all about the networking. You
that's
got
how
to
you
learn
network.
how to network.
That's how you network. Like you have to network wherever you go. It's it's very important. It's futile. You network with people, radio stations, radio personalities. Like you have to network with so many people. Like you wouldn't believe the list of people that you have to really network with, but it's a lot
It's a lot.
because you'll be surprised later on down the line that you won't be surprised that this person knows who I am. Of course not, because you're a network. Everybody knows who you are. So then when they see you perform, I know who that person is, and then that's how your name gets passed
Yeah.
along. You know what I'm
It's all
saying?
about the networking.
I've seen a lot of people that don't network. I've seen a lot of people, that come perform on my stage and then they leave. You know, which is not good for them.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Why would you come all the way down there? That's a long way to Texas to come to a platform, and you don't network and get people's names and numbers. And then and this is another thing. You can't just get their names and number and don't follow up with these people.
Yeah.
That's why it's called networking for a reason.
Just like when I had my South by Southwest event, I met this girl out there who I met a couple of years when I did my Hustle Streets tour, um, the domestic tour, and we went to Vegas. I met her in Vegas, but then she was at my event at South by Southwest. We connected again. She's like, "Yeah, I want you to come to Vegas again so we can do a show." See, it's all about networking. It's all about networking and connecting with the right people. Like I said, that's my legacy
Right.
is people know who AJ is.
That's
Like,
right.
oh yeah, I know who AJ is.
Don't get out there and think that you know everything, because you don't.
You
You
don't.
don't.
You don't.
You don't. You don't.
Sometimes
You don't know.
sometimes sit back, ask a question. It does not hurt to ask. Even if you don't know something, just ask a question. Whether they tell it to you or not. Some people might. Some people might not. Some people might try to charge you just for a stupid question, but you know, You don't. Everybody doesn't know every. Hell, I don't know
Me
everything.
neither.
You know.
No,
But if I don't know something, I know what. I'll find the answer to it.
damn right. And I got a couple of
Yeah.
my buddies and friends that I've been networking with that have become really good friends. If I don't damn know it, I'm damn sure gonna be picking up the phone. Hey, do you know about this? Yeah, yeah. That's what you
Yeah.
got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
And then my thing is too, don't network with somebody and you meet them at South by Southwest and then you don't connect yourself with them throughout the year. South by Southwest is 1 year round. You know what I'm
I
saying?
still got. I still got people hitting me up from South by Southwest.
Oh, I know they are.
I,
Cause
I, I, I got people hitting me up to this day about, man, I should have did your event. Man, I don't know what I was thinking.
and look,
Hey,
listen, my getting the same deals. Oh man, we should have came on out with the team. Y'all looked it so good on stage. Really? Okay, so here's your opportunity. We got opportunity for your next trip for South by Southwest. Sign up, people. $100 damn deposit. Sign up.
even after all that hating somebody did to make me lose
And
my
you
page,
still did. Oh my God, it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. It was so good that people downstairs was coming upstairs to perform.
coming upstairs to perform.
And you said, well, I ain't gonna do this again. I'm like, man, don't nobody want to hear that. You had too much support this year.
Because
You got too many people
I was so mad that somebody literally
tried to stop your process. I
tried to
know.
stop something that I've been doing for 8 years.
And guess what happened? They didn't stop it.
And then when people talk about, oh well, you know, I don't I don't pay to perform. People pay me to perform, and like I don't even know you. Like if I don't know you, then I know don't nobody else know you.
Okay.
And
Okay.
who the fuck gonna know you in fucking Texas or Detroit that you're gonna bring a crowd out? And then when you find out who I am, oh man, okay, I didn't know you was that person, and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
get it together,
All right.
get it
All
together.
right. So it's almost 8 o'clock. They're gonna cut me off. I want to say thank you so much, my friend, my
Thank you for
bestie,
having me.
for
Thank you for
coming on
having me.
here and doing this with me. I know for a fact that he does not do interviews with people.
I don't.
So this right here was special to me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing this for me on my platform with OLPGSO.
Because I love you. I love you. You know, we've been close ever since we first met.
We
You
have,
know what I'm saying? You are a real individual that cares about a lot of people. And we don't just talk about music. Like you have
no,
been there for me, you know, in some of my weakest moments. You know what I'm saying?
we, we,
That's why I said,
we done been there for both of each other's weakest
yeah.
moments. So it ain't just mine.
That's why
You
I
know what I'm saying?
say,
When I tell y'all that I have a really good friend,
yeah,
AJ the hip hop guru, it's a real good friendship and it's not always about
yeah.
music. You know what I'm
And
saying? I
that's
go on
what
and
I'm
support.
saying.
I go on and
That's
support him, and he comes on and support me. And that's to me, that's what a real friendship is. It's
yeah,
not about who you are.
yeah,
It's not about who you are. It's not what happened in your past. You are just a really genuine good person. When I ask you for advice, me being a manager, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? But I know that you know. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I call you and ask these questions. You know, we have both have personal things going on in our life that we talk about with each other. And like I said, it's not
yeah,
always just about music.
yeah. And that's what my legacy is right there. That's what my legacy is: friendship, not money, not fame. It's friendship because that's
Yes.
something you can't find or buy.
No. No. You cannot.
Genuine friendship
Yeah.
is hard to come by, and
Yeah.
it's something that you don't want to lose.
So we ain't going nowhere.
when when I told
We'll be
you
at
that
the
I was
hip
going to go ahead and do South by Southwest next year, you was all in,
all in.
all in, all
Soon as you
in.
said, listen, soon as you hit me up about the information with the $100 deposits, I was in their asses hit. You better get this shit now. He doing it now. It's at a good damn price. You're not gonna be able to go to
Because
South by Southwest.
now is the time for people to start saving their money.
Okay, but I'm telling them, you are not gonna be able to get on those damn South by Southwest stage other than AJ at the prices he giving it to you right now. You better tap in. I'm telling you right now, your asses ain't got long. Okay, you
And
ain't got long
even
for them little
and
deposits because
even
I'm
to
gonna
this
start cutting niggas off.
even to this day, I still gotta thank you because you stayed to the end. Even with your leg and every, you and your whole team stayed till the very end. You know what
Well, I
I'm
mean, we
saying?
do that here. We do that here with other platforms and stuff. We always say
Yeah.
to the end.
I,
We
I
we
love
we
I,
are
and I
we
love that.
are what MKM5 is. We are family. We are team. We stick together and we support. If you
And I
support
still
me,
promise
I'm
you
gonna
one
support
day,
you.
I still promise you one day I'm gonna come out there to one of your shows. Don't know how yet, but I'm still going. I'm gonna make a
I'm gonna
way.
tell y'all he don't do this for everybody. I'm telling
I'm
y'all.
gonna make a way.
He don't come out his comfort zone. I'm letting y'all know. So it's got to be something.
I'm gonna make a way.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
they're gonna
turn that
cut
light.
us off.
All
I
right, I
love
love
you.
you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much for
much.
doing this for me. I appreciate you always.
I appreciate you too.
Okay, and I can't wait to see you. I'll be down there this weekend. Make some time to see me, friend. Make some
All
time to
right,
see me.
all right. Love you. You guys take care. Be safe.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it from the famous hip AJ the Hip Hop Guru. Thank you guys for coming on here. Thank you guys for doing this interview with me. You can follow AJ on all social media platforms at AJ the Hip Hop Guru at 2025 on everything. He is a phenomenal person. He is phenomenal somebody to follow. Like I said, he has open what I'm trying to say, he has where you can put uh send your music and stuff in. That's what I'm trying to say. You can send your music and stuff in to him. It's only $10 for him to spend your music. You can't get that nowhere. You can't get that nowhere. And he will spend it. Sometimes he spend music. He don't even take anything. He just, oh, I like this song. I'm gonna spend it. So make sure you tap in with AJ the Hip Hop Guru to make sure you get your music and stuff played. He is a great promoter, a great friend, and guess what? I'm out this piece. Love y'all. OLP, pour it up, throw it up, whatever you want to do. Have a good night. I'm out.